All right. Well, I was just laughing about this. Um, Out of this entire mess, I have a lot more Ryobi, but everybody seems to be like very, very brand loyal of like what. Oh no, one's junk. This one's junk. Um, we were talking about this on the radio, though. I guess there's this guy that tests different power tools and brushless versus non-brushless, and this one versus that one. And I guess they've determined that most of the Milwaukee stuff is really, really good. Um, I think DeWalt used to be like top dog. I just think that they got bought out by Black and Decker, and I think that that's just kind of the end of it. Uh, but I remember back in the blue Ryobi days, the old 18 volt DeWalts, the big huge batteries that kind of look like the Ryobi batteries. I mean, those were, pretty good. Um, I remember, the old Makitas with the crazy batteries, and they didn't last very long, and they were kind of um, were they like oval shaped? Yeah. You know, um, we have come so far with a lot of this stuff now, and then like now all these like half-inch impacts and stuff that they have is crazy. Um, this particular one right here, I can definitely hold the chuck and stop it from turning. I think I can do that with almost any of them that are brushed. The brushless ones, not so much, but it is just kind of interesting where technology has went. Um, I need to like organize my stuff, but I also took everything out just to kind of make this video just for like the shock value of it. But normally a lot of this stuff is in a toolbox, and I just keep it in a drawer. So a lot of times certain stuff, like I use this one a lot when I go to the junkyard, and then I use this very infrequently. I used to use this a lot, so I think I bought this when I first got sober, and so I've had it for about 10 years, and it wasn't really all that great back then, and it's definitely not all that great now, but it came with that one and that one, and I never really used the drill very much. These were, at the time, I think I bought the impact drivers, were kind of a newer thing. They weren't as popular as they are now. But boy, man, it made it so much easier to run drywall screws in, to things and stuff. So I never really used that drill very much. And then I think I had gotten an 18 volt DeWalt with I had the saw and the drill and the everything. I think I even had the impact driver. It was the old 18 volt. It wasn't even lithium. It was nickel cadmium, like the old Ryobi packs, and so it was really, really crappy. I think this rigid saw here was from that time period too. But anyway, these were these were always lithium ion, so 18650 cells inside of a pack, so they were always pretty good. But whatever the DeWalt had in those old 18 volts, it wasn't too bad. They just the batteries, they died a lot, they failed a lot. They weren't really amazing, and they were pretty heavy, I guess. So the density per charge on the batteries wasn't really what it is today. Now, the interesting thing is lithium-ion battery technology is just about as old as hell. But I guess companies, and the government and whatever in the world, and all the rich people have held it at bay on purpose, but lithium iron phosphate, lithium ion polymer, and all that's old technology. It's been around for a long time. And it's amazing how crappy our battery technology is, really, when you really look at the fact that, that stuff's been around for a long time. They just didn't want it out there. There's also some batteries called Edison batteries. They don't really like to talk about those either, but if you do a little research, you'll see some strange stuff. So it's just like back in the 70s and 80s, there were people that developed carburetors for cars that were able to do different things, and get really, really good gas mileage. And they bought those patents from those people or made those people disappear, But anyway, I'll put my tinfoil hat back on, and anyway, so just talking about cordless power tools and stuff, and everybody seems to be a fanboy of one thing or another. The one thing I don't like about these Milwaukees is I cannot stand their charger. I did have so Milwaukee has a dual charger. It charges both types. I did have the M12 series, which uses the really weird cells that are triangle shaped, and had the kit. I ended up selling it. I didn't really care for it. It had the drill, the what did it have? The drill, the multi-tool, and the impact. And I wasn't real impressed with them. Anyway, they don't really care for the shape of their charger. I prefer a more, streamlined charger like the DeWalt's. Now, DeWalt has different chargers too. So these ones here, one is going to charge in half the amount of time as the other one. It's a little bit bigger, and there's actually a fan inside of it. Found this at Goodwill, $4.49. It was a good deal. At the same time that I found this one here for $4.49. So this is a brush motor, as opposed to that one that's brushless. But I remember when these first came out, man, everybody was all about them, And they're all $99 for any of them. Now, what I don't like that DeWalt sells is their Atomic line. I won't buy DeWalt anymore. I just know too many people that have burned them up. So this is an XR, which is a little bit different, but they have the DeWalt Atomic series, and they're like a subcompact 20 volt, and the spec-wise, they're just not rated as good. So, but anyway, you got to kind of try them all out, I think. I think it becomes like, if you're really into power tools, you should just try them all out. Try, everything. I have not tried any Makitas. I don't own anything Makita. I really do like the Rigid because of their lifetime warranty after you register it. So this dead impact driver, I just got to mail it to them, and they'll repair it or replace it. So, and their customer service is kind of hard to get a hold of, but when you get a hold of them, they'll take care of you, as far as I can tell. So, I do like the Rigid, but I've heard they don't hold up very well to everyday use on jobs and stuff like that. When I was working every day, I was using cheap Ryobi stuff. I, in fact, took one of them to work. I think I was using like this kind for electrical and stuff, and there was people using some funky off-name Amazon branded drills and stuff on this electrical job I was on. So, I mean, as long as it works and you've got a backup to a backup, you're probably fine. So, anyway, some of these things, they've lasted longer than I ever thought they would. you know, make the blue Ryobi stuff. So, yeah, I think, you know, we're going to have fun putting all this stuff back, and I'm going to be opening that up later on and screw around with it.